What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you guys are all having a great Sunday so far. It's currently 2:50 in the afternoon right now. I am slightly sick, so hopefully I will feel a little bit better tomorrow. But today's video is going to be an update on the real estate market, more specifically an update on the Phoenix, Arizona real estate market, because that's where I'm licensed. That's where I do all my work. And we're going to break down some active inventory, what we're seeing month over month, and what that means moving forward for 2023, essentially, because we're almost at the end of the year here, so I don't think a lot's going to change between December 4th when this video is getting uploaded and New Year's. This is the same chart that you guys saw a couple weeks ago for October inventory. Basically all the updated information is in the red right here, and then I also added some more columns as well because I thought they were a little bit more useful. All the information I pulled is from the ARMLS, which is the Arizona MLS. You can get access to it. You don't have to be an agent, but you have to be with an association out here, which costs, it's a monthly fee or an annualized fee if you guys do want access to this information. But here we go. Active inventory is obviously always very, very important to understand where the market's going to be going. And this is actually the first drop, which is really cool. It's the first drop in a while in active inventory. So you guys can see right here, basically from April of this year all the way to October, we had an increase in active inventory, and this is the first month that we saw a decrease. It's a very slight decrease of about 500 listings or 500 houses. The inventory change was 2.6% from October's inventory. October was 23,151. November was 22,559. And it's December 4th right now, and the inventory that I actually just pulled from the MLS is actually sub 20,000, which is really, really cool. So I do think December we will probably end with another drop in active inventory, but that doesn't mean that the market or the purchase prices of properties are going to increase. It just means that there's could be more of a stalemate because yes, active inventory is dropping, but that doesn't mean we're selling more properties. As you guys will see over in the fourth column over here, we actually had a drop in the sold listings, so it doesn't directly correlate with the active listings. It's just more of a stalemate, which is what I talked about a couple months ago in my market update video. I figured that less people would be listing their properties, less people would be selling their properties, and there'll be less buyers in the market in general, just meaning there's just going to be a lot more of a standstill. Probably entering 2023 as well. It just doesn't make sense for people to buy. People aren't getting what they want or what they think they deserve for selling their property, and people that don't absolutely need to sell their property just going to hold on to it, live in there a little bit longer. Maybe they planned on selling this house, moving into another one, but now interest rates don't make sense for them to do that. Maybe there was a rental property that they were trying to offload when the market was high, but it's too late, so maybe they're just going to re-rent it for another year and test the market, which is, I think, is what's happening a lot. A lot of investors are trying to test the market, and they're just not getting what they want for it, so they're just going to re-rent it for another year, and they're probably just going to try again in late 2023 and see if the market's changing at all. I think it will 2023. I don't think we're going to see any huge changes. I still do think we're going to see median purchase prices drop, especially in Arizona. We saw, like, compared to the rest of the United States, very, very aggressive drops. I don't think we're going to see the percentage drops that we've been seeing month over month, but I don't think we're also going to start to increase. I think it's just going to be kind of more of a steady flat line at a lower median purchase price than what we saw in 2022 here. So new listings, this is some good news as well. We dropped quite a bit of new listings. We went from 8,024 new listings, meaning people posted their house for sale this specific month, and when we see a drop in that, less people are just listing their properties. It's a little different than active inventory because active inventory can carry over from the month before, whereas new listings, you have to list your property that specific month. We saw a pretty big drop from October to November. We went from a little over 8,000 new listings in October to just under 6,000 new listings in November, which is cool. Less people are listing their properties or realizing they're not going to get what they want for it. And then we did see a slowdown in sold listings, though, so it's like kind of balances all that out. And then you guys can see the sold listings right here. This is actually the least amount of properties sold year over year. November, 4,478. And then the fifth column right here is a new one. It's new listings to sold ratio, and it's basically taking whatever month you want to choose, the amount of new listings that happened that month and the amount of listings that were sold. Obviously, if you have more listings that were sold in a specific month than new listings, that means active inventory will continue to drop because more people are buying than listing their property, but that's not the case. You guys will see right here. So basically, for every one property that was sold in the month of November, there was 1.33 properties that were listed, and you guys can go through this whole column right here. We actually went negative. So we actually sold more listings than new listings in the month of December 2021. And that was the only negative month. All the other months we had more listings being posted that specific month than the ones that were sold that specific month. Closer to 1, the better generally, because it means for every property that was sold, for every property that was listed, 1 was sold. So as close to 1-to-1 ratio you can get generally will keep the market strong. But then you go over to here like July, where every one property that was sold, there was almost 2 properties that were listed, which is not a good sign for inventory. That's a big sign that inventory is going to increase. It's almost a 2-to-1 ratio of new listings to sold listings, and that's why basically where the market kind of started turning around, and we peaked at 1.87, which was July of 2022. So right here, and then active listings to sold ratio, that means basically how many active listings we had in that month to how many we sold that month. So we had about 19.8% of the overall active listings in the month of November get sold. And then you guys can go down here at the actually beginning of the year. There's some over 100% ratios right here, which means we actually sold more property, or sold more properties were sold that month than there was of active inventory. And the reasoning or the explanation that I can think of it is basically a lot of properties like rolled over month. They were in escrow, so maybe they went under contract, for example, October, but then they sold in November. So that would show up as it was sold in November, and that's why the active inventory is a little bit lower than the actual properties that were sold. When you go positive like this, over 100%, that's when purchase prices will skyrocket. Because there's just so much demand for it and there's just not enough inventory. And then the lower you get in percentage wise, it means more of a stalemate. Prices will drop more significantly, and we had only 1/5 of the properties actually sold from active inventories in November. So this number is still dropping as well, which means we're probably going to still see a likelihood of prices drop into 2023. And then I just threw this column down here, days on market. Like I said, they're just going to sit on the market even longer. I can see this specific column continuing to go up for quite a few months right here. We went from 34.4, and then basically the peak of the market was like May. That was when properties were moving. They were on the market for less than a month from buy to sell, which is very, very fast. And we over 2x that. So we went from the lowest, which was 26.7 days on market, to almost 60 days on market. So these properties are sitting on over 2 times longer than what they were at the peak of the market. And then some numbers for year over year. We have 12,460 more listings November 2022 than we did November 2021. The inventory change was over double, 123%. That's it, guys. Hopefully this video wasn't too confusing. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, if you guys want to see a more specific column, let me know and I'll try to add it in my next video. Follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram. If you guys are looking to purchase a property, now would be a good time to start looking at potentially getting a pre-qualification, or if you guys are looking for an investment property. Rates did drop for the last 3 weeks consecutively, actually. So rates, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe you can, like, the base rate is sub 6 right now for a 30-year fixed. Obviously, you probably won't be able to lock up a sub 6 because they're going to add a little bit on there, but they have dropped over the last 3 weeks a decent amount. But yeah, that's it. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Oh yeah, that was my spiel. If you guys are interested in buying or selling here in the Arizona area, I'm a licensed real estate agent. I love to work with you guys. It's a big goal of mine 2023 to be more active on a traditional side of being a real estate agent and working with specific clients rather than just focusing on our projects and our flips. I do want to help more people out. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon.